Hi, everyone. Welcome to our GenderAid webinar. Thank you for being here. We will start in a couple of minutes since there's more people who have registered. So we will wait 2-3 minutes so more people can join us, and then we will start. I can just share a bit the agenda before everyone's here. We will discuss, of course, the GenderAid project that all partner organizations are here and they will share their insights. We will discuss a bit the European relevance of the project and some new initiatives taken by EU and the EU strategy. Some insights and results from our mentoring process. We will check the training program for decision-making leaders, and you will also have the chance to see our outreach tools, our YouTube channel, our website, and in the end, we will wrap it up. If you have any questions and you want to ask, discuss anything that you found interesting, we will be here for you to wrap the webinar up. We'll wait 2 more minutes and then we will start. Can you all hear me okay? Is the sound okay? Good. I will start sharing my screen so we can have the agenda on the screen. Let me see if that works. Oh, always a bit tricky. Let me know. Do you see my cat now?
Yes, you are sharing, Ersi. Yeah, but put it in presentation mode, please.
Is it okay? You see the...
Yeah, now it's okay. Yeah, thank you.
I think now that you also see the notes. Yeah, do you see the notes or the next slide?
No, just the first one, the agenda.
That's with the agenda, so
Yeah.
it looks okay, yeah?
Mm.
Okay, good. That is much better. So here in the screen, you have the agenda of today's webinar. My name is Ersi Gnaoti. I'm representing IDEC, the organization who was a part, who wrote the GenderAid projects, and of course was part of the consortium. It's a pleasure to welcome you all today. We will be sharing the project aims, the European relevance of the project and how it connects to broader EU strategies for gender equality, of course, and vocational education and training. As we go through our presentations, we will also check and highlight why initiatives for VET education are so important today. We will check how our mentoring process went with insights from the participants. Mustafa will share how the mentoring processes went. And we will proceed, of course, with the rest of the presentations. Now, yes. Just a few initial data info about the project. The project was launched in January 2024. It is, of course, an Erasmus Plus K2 cooperation partnership that focused on gender equality in TVET education, aiming to empower females to join technical and vocational education. Here you see, of course, all our partners who are present today. Forave, our coordinator from Portugal. Teresa is here today from Forave. Politecnica Tzorieri from Spain. Marmara from Turkey. Mustafa is here representing the school. IDEC, of course, in Greece. Emphasis in Cyprus and Chios in Italy. Now, why was the Gender 8 designed? Gender 8 was designed because the female participation in TVET is much lower in comparison to general education programs. We see that only 43% of students enrolled in 2017 in vocational programs, that means upper secondary level, were female, compared to 49% in general education programs. This is something that not only the data here, but I'm pretty sure that you know from your everyday reality at your schools, but also in most countries, this is the situation. So Gender 8, these 2 years that they are finishing now, they're wrapping up more or less, worked to promote a vocational education based on the equality of opportunities and an education that is inclusive and accessible for all, no matter their gender, highlighting, of course, the importance and the benefits of achieving gender balance in education. Very briefly, the aims of the project. The project aims to foster the adoption of gender mainstreaming strategies in technical and vocational education and training institutions, support TVET institutional transformation by building capacity in the TVET sector at an institutional and individual level, implement new and more relevant teaching and learning approaches which have female students in the center of the educational process. This, in our case, focused a lot on mentoring, and we will see more information on that. We also tried to empower female students to continue their education in technical professions, to enhance the attractiveness and social image of TVET. This is something that vocational education suffers. It is not very attractive to girls, and this is something that all around Europe needs to change. So that was one of our aims and our goals, to make it more attractive to students, parents, enterprises, decision makers, and of course the general public, and raise awareness about the gender disparities in the TVET sector and the importance of creating a gender-responsive plan of action. The target groups of the project and all the activities throughout the 2 years were and are addressed to female educators and students in TVET organizations, the higher management and decision-making staff of TVET organizations, TVET high school students, general education high school students and their parents, because parents, they also have a saying in what their children and kids decide to study. And enterprises with a focus on female-led enterprises and TVET sector professionals. Now, the results, which we'll see more analytically, a capacity building of TVET providers to design and implement gender mainstreaming measures, so how they can implement on their own in their schools by training their staff and making strategic plans. The development and implementation of a mentoring program involving female mentors and female mentees. So the female mentors at the schools, they supported and mentored girls who were in the institutions participating in the project. And of course, there was throughout the project a series of actions, educated and sensitized them on the equal participation of all genders in acquired technical and vocational skills. In that way, enhancing the overall social image of the TVET sector. Now, why these initiatives and projects like Gender 8 are so important today? The labor market today the needs of the labor market are shifting and they're changing due to technological advancements, the green transition, and of course, digitalization. The skill shortages exist in a lot of technical fields. Inclusion of women in such fields promotes equity, of course, and social cohesion. Let's have a look at some key features of the EU gender equality strategy. This is a strategy by the EU from 2020 until 2025, and we can have a look at the key features of the strategy. The strategy aims for a union of equality, where everyone, no matter their gender, can pursue chosen paths and participate equally in society. Key objectives of the equality strategy include ending gender-based violence, challenging gender stereotypes, closing gender gaps in the labor market, including equal pay, which is very important, achieving equal participation across sectors of the economy, closing the gender gap and improving decision-making balance. The approach of the strategy is dual: gender mainstreaming and targeted actions, because intersectionality is a horizontal principle. Now, recently, there are more initiatives taken to support equality and gender inclusion. So building on this, the Herning Declaration, adopted under the Danish presidency earlier this year, sets the direction for VET cooperation until 2030. It builds on earlier milestones like the Copenhagen and the Osnabrück declarations, but goes a bit more further in emphasizing inclusivity and equal access. It highlights that VET must be attractive, future-oriented, and aligned with the needs of the labor market, while at the same time removing barriers for underrepresented groups, especially women and girls. In this way, the Herning Declaration connects policy ambition to real opportunities for learners. Now, how these initiatives relate to gender empowerment. By stressing equal access and inclusion, the Herning Declaration provides an opening to promote gender equality in VET, removing barriers for girls and women. Aligning VET with labor market demand, especially in green and digital fields, opens scope for women's participation in traditionally male-dominated sectors. The cooperation with social partners can help shape policies and programs that target gender stereotypes, mentorship, supporting female educators, etc. A European VET strategy that is aware of gender issues can embed gender mainstreaming, gender-aware curricula, and of course support structures that enhance and support gender equality. Why these initiatives are so important? These initiatives matter, and they're very important because they do much more than set some ideas, but they provide a political commitment and policy legitimacy to act. They give projects like Gender8, our projects, the chance to operate in a European context where gender equality in VET is recognized as both urgent and essential. Initiatives like this, they remind us that addressing gender gaps is not only about fairness, it is also about innovation, competitiveness, and preparing for the future. And perhaps most importantly, and above all, they push institutions to mainstream gender equality in their everyday practices, ensuring that it becomes part of their DNA rather than just an afterthought. The EU strategies provide for all of us the framework, but mentoring is one of the practical tools that can make policy ambitions real. Mentoring aligns with the Herning Declaration's focus on inclusion and the gender equality strategy's goal of challenging stereotypes. Mentoring is a low-cost but very high-impact measure that strengthens sustainability of projects like Gender8. Mentoring is one of the most practical ways to implement and support these strategies. It brings policy to life by giving learners the support, encouragement, and networks they need. It also has a multiplying effect. Today's mentees can become tomorrow's mentors, creating a self-sustaining cycle of empowerment. To finish and wrap it up, the first part of the presentation anyway, to summarize, female participation in VET benefits not just individuals, but the entire economies and societies. It strengthens innovation, addresses skill shortages, brings new ideas, new approaches, and creates, of course, more inclusive institutions. Most importantly, it turns gender equality from a policy goal into a lived reality. So this was the first part, and just to check the latest EU initiatives, I will stop sharing. Good. And we can move on and proceed. Did I stop sharing? Good. Okay. We can move on to our next presentation. I think it was Mustafa. Yes?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well. So Mustafa here represents all our mentors. The mentoring process happened throughout to the schools, the TVET organizations who participate in our project, and Mustafa will share some insights and the results of the mentoring process.
Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to our webinar of our project. My name is Mustafa Aydın. I'm representing Marmara Vocational School, and I would like today to share with the results of the survey after we did the pilot mentoring program with the survey with the mentees. There are some interesting and very useful results of the survey, and it was done for a few months, and the mentoring program was implemented in 4 different schools with 74 mentees. And we prepared a questionnaire for the mentees, and the questionnaire consists of 12 items, and including both multiple choices and open-ended questions. And the results of the surveys, before the results, the 4 schools, they implemented this survey, and the Forever with 12 sessions, and the Polytechnic Texas with 5 sessions, and the CEOs with 5, and Marmara 6 sessions, and totally 74 mentees joined this survey. In general, when we look the results, and there is an overall satisfaction of this survey and this mentoring program, most students reported that being satisfied or very satisfied with this program, and this is really important for us. And the majority expressed that they will definitely join a similar program again and recommend it to other female students. I would like to say that all mentees are the female students at this survey, and because the main object of the project is with the female students. I would like to tell about some key findings of this results survey. For example, when we look at the perspective of personal and academic impact, students found the mentoring helpful for personal development, including confidence, self-awareness, and communication skills. It was important because the mentors, they have to be careful, and they have to be used in a special way of this mentoring program. But it was very successful because we get the answers from the survey. Also, they told that the program was also seen as a supportive for academic and career planning, helping students set clearer goals and prepare for future careers. And many students reported feeling more motivated to continue their education and more confident in themselves. As you see the graphs from the survey results. When we look about the results and check the mentor-student relationship during this mentoring activities, the mentor communication and support were related mostly as excellent or good, and students felt comfortable sharing their thoughts and questions, which contributed to a positive mentoring environment. The other key findings is most useful topics. We asked after the survey, we asked to the mentees about which topics are more useful for you. And these are the results: the academic guidance, career advices, and the personal development, gender equality and women empowerment, and the motivation and self-confidence. These are the results, and the motivation techniques and discussions on gender equality and women's empowerment were also considered valuable. The other one, key finding, is that the perception of women in education, TVET educations, a large majority stated that their view of women in the technical vocational fields had improved, and thanks to the program, it was very useful for them and improved by taught by themselves. At the end of the program, we asked for the mentees about the conclusion and recommendations, what could be more better. And the findings demonstrate that the mentoring program had a highly positive impact on participating students. Most students reported increased confidence, clearer academic and career goals, and greater motivation to pursue the education and improved perceptions of women in technical and vocational fields. As you see the graphs, most of the strongly agree values are very high. And as you see, they felt more confident in themselves after mentoring. They have clearer goals. Also, they felt more motivated to continue their education. And they felt more prepared for their future careers. These are the very good results for us, and how useful it was, the mentoring program. And for the recommendations, we would like to tell that these recommendations after our program and after our survey, it says that to increase the number of sessions to provide more sustained guidance and broaden the range of the topics. For example, entrepreneurship, leadership, or STEM opportunities will be better. We can have a range topics for in the future. And the other recommendation is about to incorporate more interactive activities to further enhance student engagement. And one more is to continue implementing similar monitoring in activities across schools to promote gender equality and empower female students in vocational education. These are the results from our survey, some recommendations for, and that's all. I would like I take to keep it short because we don't have so much time, but at the other hand, I think it will be enough. That I will say, I think that after webinar, we will share our reports, the more detailed reports, and we have two more reports with one of them with the mentees, the other one with the mentors, and about the piloting reports. You can find our detailed reports at our social media and the web page. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank
I will stop
you.
sharing.
Thank you so much, Mustafa. I don't know if Lydia, do you want to say 2 words maybe about how the mentoring process went at Torieri, or keep it for the end of the webinar? Or you can share just 2 facts that were for you like the most important, let's say, for the school.
It was the first time that we did something like this in a formal way, and it was very interesting to see. It was also kind of hard to coordinate. Also, maybe for the next time, we should take into account the dates in which our students go for internships. But we're looking to do it because the feedback was very, very good. So we're looking to implement it in the future as well.
Good. Thank you.
Also, I would like to say something on behalf of mentors. One of them that I talked to her, she told me that about this kind of technique is very special, and it was very with very good results. She told me that by this way, and if you use this technique in the future, that it will be very, very useful. And most of them, they would like to use these techniques for also male students, not only female students. Also, it's a
Yes.
nice point, and why not? That will be good also for all students. They found it very useful. The communication also is these techniques are very, very useful for them. So they told that, one of them told about that they feel lucky of these techniques using this mentoring program.
just to clarify for everyone, during the project, we created a mentoring guide, so a guide for mentors, and we also had webinars. So we explained, let's say, in a way to the mentors who were going to participate from the schools how to use the mentoring guide and techniques on mentoring, how they could, let's say, monitor the progress of the mentees, exercise and activities that they could do for team building, for empowerment, and so to help them even more with the mentoring process. And I think also from the feedback we got, this is something that of course is transferable. These exercises, they're not only for girls or female mentors. So these are activities that it's easy to implement at the school for overall empowerment and the development of soft skills of the mentees. And from all the answers that we gathered and we saw, we noticed more, let's say, empowerment. The people who participated, the girls who participated in the mentoring process, they felt like a group. They were more connected in between them, and this is something that it was, of course, like a gain for the participating schools. And as Mustafa said, the most important thing, knowing these techniques as a mentor, you can use them and implement them, of course, in different settings, not just with female students.
Ersi, I don't know if I can add something.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So for Farab, we also had the mentoring, of course, with our mentors, and they were all female teachers from the technical subjects. And it was a very positive experience because students, they felt that they had a place and a time where they could share their problems, their fears, their doubts regarding the technical courses. Because here at school, we have classes that have around 22, 24 students, and in many of them, there is only one girl or two. So they felt they had a special place where they could speak with the teachers that are also engineers and technicians. And something that we are going to share all these in our website so people can go there to see it. But one of the very positive things that we had here at Farab was the sharing with ladies, women from the companies, okay? So professional people from the companies, female ones, that came here to share their experience. And we also had some sessions with boys. So just not to talk about girls, we had some sessions with boys, and they were very positive. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. And this is something we explore in other projects, like this female, let's say, role model, and how strong is for younger people, girls, let's say in this case, to see someone of their own gender to be successful in fields that they are usually male-dominated. And this is something that we see how impactful it is, let's say. Okay, now, besides the mentoring process that run through Generate, now Teresa from Forever coordinator will share her presentation. She will discuss about the training program for decision-making leaders. So let's say for the management, the upper management of the schools. And how they can understand and find solutions for gender mainstreaming. So, Teresa?
Okay, so I'm sharing. I think I am. Let's see. Okay, so is it okay? Yeah?
Yes, it's
yes. Okay, so first of
Perfect.
all, good afternoon to you all, and thank you for being here to allow us to share with you our project. So as Ersi has already told you, we had and Mustafa, we had the mentoring program for female students and with female mentors. We also developed a gender responsive strategic plan to share with the schools. And the third tool that we are going to share with all VET education organizations is a training course. Okay, so this training course, we give it the title, Bridging the Gender Gap in STEM. We want to empower, to develop skills, and to include females in VET education. So our main goals are to understand to help vetted organizations to understand the gender equality, gender mainstreaming, and inclusivity in the VET sector. We also want to help VET education organizations to identify the barriers to gender equality and inclusion in VET. We want to help them work this with learners, educators, and also with the management part of the school. This is not just a task for mentees, for learners and educators, but we have to involve the management, right? So we also want them to learn strategies to integrate gender responsive and inclusive practices in their daily life, in their daily school life, regarding methodologies, learning materials, and also the curricula. We know that it's very difficult to change the curricula. It's almost impossible, but we can also add some small changes that can help the inclusivity of the female students. We want to help vetted organizations to explore approaches to create safe and supportive learning environment. And finally, we want to help them develop skills for engaging other stakeholders. The gender inclusive education is not a task only for educators, for schools, but also for other stakeholders, for instance, for companies, because our students are going to have their traineeships in companies. So we feel that we also need to share this responsibility with companies and also with the institutions that are related to education, like city halls and so on. So our target groups are going to be educators and students of VET organizations, of course, but mainly the management and decision-making staff. We need to reach them in order to make changes. The training course, is a duration of 25 hours, and we have designed it in a way that it can be taught, implemented face-to-face. It can also be implemented online, and here we have it can be done in asynchronous or synchronous sessions, and it can also be self-learning. So we are going to upload it in our website, and the coordinators from each partner are going to invite some of you to have a look at this course, to do the activities, to do the evaluation in the end, and you are going to see that this course is designed to be used in several ways, okay? So you can do it face-to-face, you can do it online, you can do it as self-learning. The course structure, it is divided, the course is divided in 4 modules. The first one is understanding the gender gap in STEM. Then we want to enhance awareness and reduce the stereotype threat. After that, we are trying to create inclusive and supporting learning environments. And finally, we are approaching career and professional growth of female students. The methodology that we have chosen and that we have designed the course. So in our sessions, we included interactive lectures and training materials. We have group discussions and case studies. We also have role playing and simulations, practical workshops and hands-on activities. And we have, like I mentioned before, guest women speakers, role models, to talk about their experience and how we can make schools and companies gender inclusive. Finally, we are going to have self-assessment quizzes and reflection exercises. So this is a general view of our training course. It's going to be uploaded in our website. And as I said, the coordinators from each country are going to invite some of you to have a look at it and tell us your opinion and how can we improve it. And that's all. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Teresa. If you have any questions, of course, in the end, we can answer some questions. And the email, the follow-up email after the webinar, there's also my email if you want to get more information about the project. As I see, I check the time, most probably we will finish earlier, which is okay. We might have the time to present some more projects now, maybe some of my colleagues, we'll see. But now, after Teresa, let's move on to Elena.
Elsie,
Yes.
we
have a question
Yes.
on the Q&A part. Do you want me to read it now so we can answer it now?
I see here, maybe we can keep it for the end after, or maybe since we have the time, we can check now. Someone's asking if you have noticed increase in participation of girls in TVET as a result of the project. Maybe Teresa or
Yeah, okay. So I think that we are not going to see the results now because we are doing the activities, we are designing the courses and the mentoring program and strategic plan. So we expect to see the results in the following years, of course, because we did this last year, school year. So the results are not yet seen, but I think that we can have them, and we are going to have it maybe next year and the years after that, because we are doing the activities and finishing it now, and we are sharing it with our stakeholders from our communities and our regions. So the results are not going to be right away, but we are hopeful that they are going to happen. Thank you.
I think it is also kind of early to see results, let's say, from this project, but this is something, and as we saw in when we started the webinar, from the EU initiatives and the strategic goals, this is something that hopefully it will happen like in the next decade, to be realistic. And let's not forget that the way we choose our studies, the way the kids, the young adults choose their studies, they're also like very much influenced by their parents, the country they are in, the stereotypes of the gender, and this is something that is very hard to break. That's why initiatives and projects like ours are like little, stepping stones to advance and to progress in gender equality. But this is something systemic, and it's also very much different in the different countries in Europe, the way we see vocational education, and especially vocational education for girls. So it needs a bigger, let's say, bigger tools to change this. Not just one project, but let's hope. Now, moving on, let's give the floor to Elina Panagidis from Emphasis. She will show us and share our, let's say, outreach tools, our dissemination tools and dissemination activities that were planned and they were developed for our Gender Aid project.
Hi, everyone, and welcome from me too. I'm gonna share my screen so I can show you our website. Let me know if you can see our website. Is it visible? Can we? Yes, okay, perfect. So basically in our website is genderateproject.eu. And what you'll find here is pretty much everything we've discussed in this webinar so far and a lot more throughout the implementation of this project. The partners have been keeping up with everything that's going on, and you can find everything in our newsletters. And you'll find all our newsletters so far in English and all our partner languages, with all the news that's been going on. You can also find our leaflet with the project description, also in English and in all our other partner languages. You can browse through the top part of our website and you can click on the activities. If you like to see what each activity has as a goal and what it has reached so far, in order for you to better understand what we're working towards. Very soon you will be able to click on the online course and it'll take you right to the training course that Teresa explained just now, with, again, English and all our partner languages available for everyone to use. If you scroll down, you will also be able to reach us on our social media pages. So we have our Facebook page, our Instagram, and our LinkedIn page. And like I said, everything on our website is pretty much what we have been keeping up with throughout the project's implementation. But another great outsource that we have is our YouTube channel. And I think that that has had a really great impact in all our countries and also in broader Europe as well. The main goal of our YouTube page or channel was to have as much outreach as possible and cover as many topics as we could in regards to gender equality in TVET, covering gender stereotypes, making sure that we are keeping up with what is going on in the world today in regards to gender equality in TVET. And just to make it a little bit more clear, our YouTube channel is divided into two playlists. So we have our animated series and our podcast series. So if you click on our podcast series, you will see all our podcasts that have been conducted so far, and we will be adding a couple more. But each podcast is on a different topic. So as you can see here, we can find podcasts on innovative practices, on gender stereotypes, on being able to balance education and life as a girl in the TVET sector, policies and frameworks, personal experiences as TVET educators, etc. How male students also can become allies is going to be one of the podcasts that will be added very soon to our YouTube channel. And you can also browse our animated video series where, again, we cover different stories. They're in the form of animation to make them more, attractive and fun to watch. But again, we have stories like breaking barriers, powering through stereotypes, empowering women. So you will find different sorts of videos and podcasts. And I think it's a really great source because we really had a great outreach in conducting these podcasts and creating these animation videos. And we have reached a lot of people through these, and they are truly meaningful. So it is definitely worth taking a look. But
Elena,
these are, yeah.
do you think we can watch one?
Yeah, absolutely. Is this good?
Yes.
Should I play our, okay,
They're all
perfect.
hours anyway in the
Okay.
there's no sound. Yeah, that's
There's no sound.
no. But sometimes that's tricky with the sound from videos.
I'm not sure how to.
You have to stop sharing.
Okay.
Then when you start sharing again, there is a little box on the top right, I think, that
Okay.
says use my computer audio, something like that.
Let's try since we have
Okay.
time.
I'll give it a shot. Okay, I'm gonna try this one more time and let me know if you can hear anything.
Let's see.
Is this better? Can you hear the video?
I don't think so, but just no.
No.
Don't worry.
No.
Don't, try.
Are you not able to hear the video?
No, not yet, but now it's not playing anyway, so just hit play.
Okay, I'm not sure how to fix it, but we can watch a short
Yeah,
part
so,
of the video if that's okay.
So we understand like the style and the idea, let's say, behind the videos. So just to explain a bit more, like all the partners wrote some scenarios on specific topics. The template and the overall, let's say, aesthetic and style was created by Emphasis. So we all came up with ideas, and then the videos were made, I think, by Emphasis and IDEC. And so it was very creative, and it was also a fun task to have in the project, fun activity. It went very well.
And Ersi, can I just add that they were a great tool in the mentoring
Yeah,
program?
also I wanted to say,
because we use it, some of them, not all of them, of course. We use them in the sessions with the students, and they were very useful. Yeah.
Yes, because they're more modern, they're quick, and they are, let's say, inspiring for girls to watch during the mentoring process, correct? And yeah, not boring at all. Thank you. Thank you, Lina. So they're all on the YouTube channel anyway, so you can have a look at them.
Yep, they're all right here. And then if we click on our, as I showed before, if we click on our podcast series again, they'll all be stacked together so you can watch them in whatever order you wish. But that's all for me.
Thank you, Lina. I see that we have a couple of questions on the Q&A. We are asked if we have done any activities targeted to parents. Yes. So, Teresa, maybe you can.
Yeah, let me just, okay. So we didn't, yes and no, sorry. They were not specifically for parents, but we had our open days. All the partners had their open days. And in some of the open days, the targets were different, okay? So we had for students or new students, we had for stakeholders, and we had it for parents and students, okay? So we had those open days. We show them the school, we show them the courses that we had, and we focus on female on technical schools, and female on technical courses. Yes, we did it. And those activities are also an important part of our strategic plan of action that we designed, that is going to be shared also by the end of the project in our website, and so that all the schools can use it. Yeah, they were contemplated not in activities just for parents, but with parents and the teens and students, yeah.
Yes, that's why also like the open days were, let's say, foreseen in the project, also for the labor market and for parents, for grown-ups, because indeed, as we discussed, parents are so crucial in these decisions. And another question, do you have evidence that the teachers involved in the project after the training do not have gender stereotypes? From our friend here, it says, my experience is that teachers look at technical occupations as men occupations and discourage girls from technical studies. So, does someone want to answer, maybe? Or
I can answer it again. Okay, so on our side, for our side, of course, the results are not going to be immediate, right? We are not going to see the results tomorrow. People are not going to change their idea, their mindset in the same day that they have the training or the activities, of course. But we hope that they are going to change it. And in our school, okay, I'm not going to say that we are better than other schools, and we know that prejudice and stereotypes exist, but I think that in our school we have a different mindset, because we really want to attract female workers, and today female students and workers, sorry, because we have a lot of partners from the companies, and they also think that female workers are very important for companies, and some of them they are targeting to hire to get more female workers. And this morning we had a student here because we invited students for the podcast, for one of the podcasts, and we had one here, and we were talking about that. Okay, so mindset is not going to change immediately, because also parents influence, families influence, teenagers when they have to do their choices of courses, but we hope that mindsets are going to change. So again, like in the results with the female students, They are not going to be immediate, but we hope that things change with some time. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry, my camera was not on.
Don't
Because I
worry.
had problems with
Yeah.
my computer, sorry. It keeps
Yes,
getting
don't
on and
worry,
off.
don't
Yeah,
worry.
sorry.
We will finish in a bit anyway, in a while. Don't worry, Teresa. It's okay. Lydia, do you have any notes maybe, or our Italian partners, if they noticed any changes of their teachers or like in themselves, let's say, as a mentor?
I'd say from the teachers, not really. From my experience, not really, because the ones that got involved wanted to get involved. So there are usually teachers that are very active in this regard. We're also combining this initiative with other ones. So we're already like trying many things to get more females involved in TVET. But apart from that, I agree with Teresa.
Yeah. Okay, good. Now you can still send us your questions or any remarks, any observations. Before we finish, and since we have like some time still, Nefeli from IDEC, she will present a project that it is also like very aligned to the scope, let's say, of Gender Aid. It is about gender inclusion. So since you're all here, it's an opportunity for you to have a look at it. And when Feli is finished with her presentation, then we can wrap our webinar up more or less.
Yes, thank you, Ersin. Let me share my screen. So I'm going to present to you Sekove. Sekove is a big center of vocational excellence project. And in fact, Gender Aid was a spin-off of Sekove. So the idea was generated through Sekove. So Sekove is a large project with duration of 4 years. We are currently during the last year of the project. And we have a lot of partners. We have 22 partners from 5 European countries. So we have partners from Greece that also is the applicant country. So we have vocational education centers, we have universities, IDEC, of course, members of the working sector. We have the Chamber of Commerce of Piraeus. And we also have partners from Spain. We have PIT, Polytechnic Azzurrieri is also a member of the consortium. We have partners from Portugal. We have from Italy, CIOFS is also a member. And we have partners from Slovakia. Now, what the main objective of the project was to create, let's say, synergies in each of the 5 countries involved in order to promote excellence in vocational education. So we created something, let's say, national COVES, National Centers of Vocational Excellence, and Secove created the platform that these 5 COVES work together. So this was the main objective. Close to that were the specific objectives when we wanted to promote innovation, work-based learning, attract more women in vocational education, and promote quality and engage stakeholders. Now, more specifically, I'm not going to go through details, but during this project, we had a lot of events. We wanted to network. We wanted to bring more stakeholders to be part of the consortium, of the national consortium, but also of the Secove platform. So we organized more than 28 national and international workshops, 3 international conferences. We have the last one in May in Athens. We will send you invitations if you want to participate. And we also have joint events and synergies with other centers of vocational excellence. One of the specific objectives was to align VET with the labor market needs. So we created new courses. We established graduate tracking systems for vocational institutions that didn't have. We created online challenge-based modules and organized capacity building events for VET teachers. Now, we also wanted to promote synergies, so we organized networking events and signed agreements for transnational cooperation for work placement of teachers and students. On the topic of gender equality, we wanted to attract more women to follow VET occupation. So what we did here, we created 5 national observatories that gathered information on inclusiveness and attractiveness of VET education regarding participation of women in the 5 countries involved in the project. We created recommendation and launched big awareness social media campaigns that targeted stakeholders and policymakers. And the most important thing that we did is that we organized summer VET academies for girls. So we approached girls that were at lower secondary education and presented to them VET offers and VET occupations available in their countries. Last thing, another priority was to promote innovation. So we created innovation hubs, we organized capacity building events, and established quality assurance systems for VET organizations. And what I wanted to say to all of you that Secove is an open platform of collaboration. So you can, if you wish, you can join us. You can follow this link, secove/portal.edu. There you will find all information about the project, about our services, information on the partners, information on upcoming events and news. But if you also want to join, our platform, please go to the partner section and complete the form that says join us. When you complete the form, the information of your organization will be automatically displayed on the platform, and you will be contacted by one of the organizations of the Secove consortium. So thank you very much. If you have any questions.
Thank you, Nefeli.
We have one question that I think is for Sekove, for Nefeli. Can you give more information on summer VET academies?
Yes, there was Summer VET Academy organized in the 5 countries involved in the project. These were different events, so you can find more information on the Secove portal. I can say about the academies that were organized in Greece. So we had shared academy between the 3 VET vocational education institution involved in the Secove. We had the University of West Statica, the EKE Galio. It's a public vocational training center providing vocational education at level 5 of the EQF, and also the EEC Delta, SAEC Delta, which is a private vocational education center. All the 3 institutions worked together, and they created a 2-week training for these girls, where the girls could go for 3 days to one institution, 3 days to the other institution, 3 days to the third institution, etc. Unfortunately, for the other academies in the other countries, you will have to follow our webpage, or maybe Lydia can give us more information about the academy in Spain.
I can talk about it a little bit. I wasn't running it, but I'm involved in the project, so I know a little. We did have one vet summer camp during the end of last year. So it was, I think, around May in our case, and the plan is to keep it going. So if everything goes as planned, we'll be doing it once again this coming school year.
Thank you. Thank you. And
Thank you.
what I forgot to mention it is that during this academy, we wanted to familiarize young girls with the vet occupation, vocational occupation, so they know more and they have the option if they want to follow vocational education when they go to the next level of education in each country. Thank you.
And we have another question asking us for the Generate, of course, project, if there was an aspect to the project for females, for girls, after finishing TVET, because the project may support TVET, but afterwards females enter male-populated work environments where gender stereotypes may affect them every day. So is there an empowerment or building resilience aspect in Generate, or is it not relevant in the specific project? No, it is very relevant. Of course, we cannot control and we cannot be there for all the girls when they finish school and they enter a male-dominated, let's say, occupation and workplace. But through the mentoring, that's why the mentoring was important, because through the mentoring there were also, let's say, activities and conversations that the girls would have with the female mentors, sharing how they felt, and also they were exactly as mentioned in the question, empowerment and, let's say, resilience building activities for the girls. So at least we tried. And I think that also, as Teresa mentioned, when they met their role models, that would have been something that provided, let's say, realistic information how these role models, the female role models, dealt with this in a male-dominated workplace. So I'm sure there were conversations made, and also it was foreseen in the mentoring process, girls' empowerment. Hopefully something that would last a bit at least.
Ersi, I'd like to add that about this question, one of our podcasts is actually specifically for females working in male-dominated sectors. And it's from a personal perspective. And I think that podcast could really help with understanding how it is to actually work in such a field, but also be able to how to navigate through working in such a field. And I think it was a really inspiring podcast. So that is also one way to help.
Good. Thank you. Thank you, Alina. Thank you, everyone, for participating, for being here today. I think we can finish our webinar here. For any questions or whatever you might need, you can email me. There will also, just so you know, you will receive an email with just 3 or 4 questions regarding the webinar. So please answer them as a follow-up feedback, let's say. Thank you to all our speakers and the planned and unplanned. Thank you for your participation. And of course, the consortium will be in touch. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a nice evening.
Bye.
Thank you for participating.